Hello aspirants, good evening. So today we'll be taking a look into Vision's June 2018 current affairs, and we'll be dealing with the topic science and tech. Science and technology. So let's move on. First, it's artificial intelligence for inclusive growth. So why was it in the news? Why? Why this time? Because Niti Aayog, that is the think tank of India, has recently released a national strategy for artificial intelligence to suggest ways to promote adoption of machine learning in key areas of the economy. See, artificial intelligence has become a thing of greater importance in the present world, and we haven't looked into artificial intelligence. We haven't gave that much importance for artificial intelligence till now, that means India, but now it's time for us also to give importance for this, and now it has happened. And so let's see what, first of all, we should know what is artificial intelligence. It refers to the ability of the machine to perform cognitive tasks like thinking, perceiving, learning, problem solving, and decision making. So in all, we can say that it is the ability of a machine to be like a normal human being, because thinking, perceiving, learning, problem solving, and decision making, these are things that normal human beings do. And if these things are done by a machine, it is called artificial intelligence. Okay, so a machine develops these things only with the help of artificial intelligence, and it enables computer system to carry out tasks on their own that otherwise requires human intelligence. See, it's given in here. It enables computer systems to carry out tasks on their own which otherwise are done by human beings. Okay, and also it is also of two types, that is machine learning and deep learning. There are two variants which is given in the right in here in the box: machine learning and deep learning. So what are they? Let's see. Machine learning, a term coined by Arthur Samuel in 1959, no need, based on the idea that systems can learn from data, identify patterns, and make decisions with minimal human intervention. That is machine learning. That is, first of all, we used to put into some data, and which will be in a pattern, and that system analyzes the data and it identifies the patterns, and it makes decisions with minimal human intervention. That is machine learning. And let's see what is deep learning. Deep learning is a technique for implementing machine learning. Okay, so deep learning is a technique that is used to implement machine learning. That is, it is inspired by the structure and function of the brain, called artificial neural networks. Okay, so let's see what are the importance of artificial intelligence. See, we all know these are the common things that we can write our own, that artificial intelligence help in the it helps to overcome the physical limitations of capital and labor and open up new sources of value and growth. So in all, developing artificial intelligence means development of the nation. That's it. But it also has its pros and cons, we'll discuss later. And artificial intelligence has the potential to drive growth by enabling intelligent automation. So what is intelligent automation? It is that is ability to automate complex physical world tasks. For example, Google neural network correctly identified cancerous skin lesions more often than expert dermatologists did. Okay, so Google neural network, that is, it is an AI, that is artificial intelligence, and it identified cancerous skin lesions which the dermatologist couldn't. So that is intelligent automation. They could do complex physical world tasks. And the second is labor and capital augmentation, that is enabling humans to focus on parts of their role that add the most value, complementing human capabilities and improving capital efficiency. And then it's innovation diffusion, that is propelling innovations through the economy. Okay, and then role in social development and inclusive growth. What are the roles of artificial intelligence in social development and inclusive growth? there are many roles like can be used in health facilities, addressing location barriers like Google Map, then providing real-time advisory to farmers. That is very important as compared to India, because we need real-time advices. The farmers need real-time advices. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for them for the cultivation or the in the agriculture sector. And it also which helps for the it also helps to increase the productivity and building smart and efficient cities and infrastructure to meet the demands of rapidly urbanizing population. These are some examples of where AI can be used efficiently. And then let's go to focus areas of AI intervention. Niti Aayog has identified 5 focus sectors. Okay, so in India, Niti Aayog wants 5 focus sectors of AI. One is healthcare, obviously, agriculture, that's also very good. Then education, very good. And last 2 are smart cities and infrastructure, then smart mobility and transportation. These 5 are the major things that will help a nation to develop to its very height. These are the major things, and Niti Aayog is focusing on these 5 sectors. Let's see the key challenges to the adoption of AI in India. The first one is lack of broad-based expertise. Yeah, India is lacking a lot in expertises for AI, and Global AI Talent Report 2018 presents a gloomy picture of India in terms of PhD educated researchers, lack of experts in AI. Then comes absence of collaborative approach. Yes, we are not having a collaborative approach with others like others do. And then comes lack of trained professionals. That is an important one, you should know. I highlighted it. Only around 4% of Indian AI professionals are trained in emerging technologies such as deep learning, which we said earlier. Deep learning is a method. What was that? Deep learning is a technique for implementing machine learning. Okay, then comes the fourth point, that is absence of enabling data ecosystem such as access to intelligent data. It's also absent in here. Then high resource cost and low awareness for adoption of AI. Yes, of course. Then privacy and security, including a lack of formal regulations around anonymization of data. Okay, so these are the key challenges for the adoption of AI in India. And here in the right, it is given application of AI in the focus sectors. In those 5 sectors, healthcare, AI can be used for early detection. Like we said, Google neural network have detected the cancerous skin lesions. Then access to quality healthcare, making healthcare more affordable, training research, blah blah blah. You can pause the video and read that. I'm not taking much time for that. You can pause the video and read that, okay? Else you will get the material in the internet. And let's see the two-tier research architecture proposed by Niti Aayog to address India's AI aspirations. Okay, the two-tier research architecture which is proposed by Niti Aayog. So it contains 2 things, that is core, that is Center of Research Excellence, and ICTAI, that is International Centers of Transformational Artificial Intelligence, that is AI. So what does the core focus? Let's see. Center of Research Excellence. It is focused on developing better understanding of existing core research and pushing technology frontiers through creation of new knowledge. Okay. And let's see what this focuses. ICTAI, International Centers of Transformational AI. It is entrusted with a mandate of developing and deploying application-based research. Okay, it is entrusted with mandate of developing and deploying application-based research. Then private sector collaboration is envisioned to be a key aspect of ICTAI. Okay, so their major focus is on private sector collaboration. That's very good. And let's see the way forward. They just want to achieve the goal, hashtag AI for all. That's the theme. That's the hashtag of unique theme of Niti Aayog's this report. Actually, this is a report that published this entire news about AI is based on the report by Niti Aayog, which is published on June 2018. It is about 115 pages report. You'll get the report in internet. You can browse it. You can read that report. No need of reading the entire report. You can just go through it. It's a nice report. It is about 115 pages in total. So this news is you can say that this is a brief about that report. Okay, and Niti Aayog paper highlights the potential for India to become an AI garage or solution provider for 40% of the world. That's good. And then comes allocation of resources in STEM. So what is STEM? Science, technology, engineering and mathematics need to be increased. Okay, then a robust intellectual property framework is required to ride the AI innovation wave. Then comes more funding should be deployed in AI. Okay, quite natural. Then comes early adoption of AI, be it the research in technology infrastructure, the startup community developing application, or corporation deploying solution for their business needs. Early adoption will be key determinant in ensuring leadership in AI. Okay, so what India can learn from other countries so before going to that, there's one more last point. Airavat, that's an important point because I highlighted it. Not because of I highlighted it, it is important. That's why I highlighted it, sorry. And Airavat, AI research, analytics and knowledge assimilation platform to be utilized effectively to support advancement of AI based development. Okay, so that's it. Let's see what India can learn from other countries on the field of AI. US, which is the global leader of AI, we all know that, is heavily investing on AI based research, and US leadership has largely been driven by the private sector. Okay, so we can learn from them that the collaboration of the government with the private sector, that is very important. So we are also planning that, we have read before. Then China has ambition of becoming world leader in AI by 2030. Okay, so that will happen soon. Obviously, the top 9 universities of China have received government funding to each establish an AI school, and the remaining 32 to include an AI program as part of their curriculum. That's good, and we can also adopt those things in our country also. We can also provide such educations, or we can also make them a part of the curriculum in schools and colleges, in our universities also. And it's about European Union. That is European Union's robotics public-private partnership, launched in 2013, is believed to be the biggest civilian research program in AI in the world. Okay, so that's it about the AI, artificial intelligence. So let's move on to India's first lithium ion battery project. So why was it in the news? Recently, Central Electrochemical Research Institute, that is CECRI, under Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is CSIR, and RAASI Solar Power Limited, have signed a memorandum of agreement for transfer of technology of India's first lithium-ion battery project. Okay, so it is based on the memorandum of agreement on India's first lithium-ion battery project. Okay, so what is it? What is related to this? It is based on lithium-ion battery. So just move on to something about lithium-ion battery. What does that mean? These are rechargeable batteries having high energy density and commonly used in consumer electronics. Okay, so these are rechargeable batteries with high energy density. That's it. And let's see something about the graphene based supercapacitors. So it is being produced by the waste and discarded lithium ion battery. Graphene oxide collected from lithium ion battery showed high specific capacity at lower current, and it is novel energy storage that combined high energy and power density. Next point is very important, that the process involves conversion of graphite into graphene oxide by oxidation and subsequent exfoliation, which is then further converted into reduced graphene oxide. Okay, it is a long process where graphite is converted to graphene oxide by oxidization, then it is converted into reduced graphene oxide. Okay, so nothing much in this news, just can read the thing. And then it comes like yeah, it is rechargeable lithium ion battery. It is rechargeable lithium ion batteries. Rechargeable lithium ion batteries cycle 5,000 times or more compared to just 400 to 500 cycles in lead acids. Okay, so in lead acids they are having 400 to 500 cycles, but in lithium ion batteries there is 5,000 times. Okay, so which is very much more than compared to lead acid. So let's see some important things about the lithium ion batteries. Lithium ion batteries can power any electrical application without the need of physical wires, which literally means wireless. That is something really cool. Without wire it can provide power. That is very good. And then the other important thing is that technology related to lithium ion battery can assist in National Electric Mobility Mission, that is Make in India, and increase the share of clean energy in the energy basket by generating. Okay, that's cool. And here the lithium ion battery advantages and disadvantages are given. You can just read it, or I'll just read it once. Advantages are high energy density, potential for yet higher capacity, does not need prolonged priming when new, one regular charge is all that's needed. That's very cool. And then relatively low self discharge is less than half that of nickel based batteries. That's also cool. Then low maintenance, no periodic discharge is needed, there is no memory. Okay, then specialty cells can provide very high current to applications such as power tools. Then comes the limitations, that is requires protection circuit to maintain voltage and current within safe limits. That's very important. Subject to aging, even if not in use, storage in cool place at 40% charge reduces aging effect. Then transportation restrictions. Shipment of large quantities may be subjected to regulatory control. This restriction does not apply to personal carry-on batteries. Okay. Then expensive to manufacture, but 40% higher, about 40% higher in cost than nickel cadmium. Yeah, that's very important because it is 40% higher as compared to nickel cadmium, so it is very expensive. Then the last point, not fully mature. Metals and chemicals are changing on a continuing basis. Okay, so that's it about the lithium, for India's first lithium ion battery project. Then now we'll move on to quadrivalent influenza vaccine. So, quadrivalent influenza vaccine. Why was it in the news? WHO, World Health Organization, recently for the first time recommended the use of quadrivalent influenza vaccine. So what is vaccine? Vaccines contain antigen which generates the protective immune response that may be weakened or killed form of the disease causing organism or fragments of the organism. There are live vaccines, which means live vaccines are made using wild viruses or bacteria that have been attenuated or weakened before being included in the vaccine, and they create a strong and long lasting immune response. That's enough for about the vaccine. You can read the no need of reading, that's enough is enough. And let's move on to more about the news. Sanofi Pasteur's injectable influenza vaccine has been recommended for the use in the 2018 to 2019 Northern Hemisphere influenza season. Okay, so WHO till recently used to recommend trivalent vaccines as they were most produced ones, but now they have asked us to use the quadrivalent influenza vaccines. So let's see the difference between quadrivalent vaccine and the trivalent vaccine. Quadrivalent, from the name itself, it is clear that it has four types, and in which it has two A subtypes and two B subtypes. So in total it's four subtypes. So in two A subtypes, the quadrivalent vaccine contains H1N1 and H3N2, and in the B subtypes it has Victoria and Yamagata. So that's it about quadrivalent vaccine, and let's see what a trivalent. From the name itself, it's clear that trivalent influenza vaccine has three subtypes. It has both A subtype viruses, that is H1N1 and H3N2, and it has only one of the B subtype virus. That is the difference between quadrivalent and trivalent. And the viruses used in the vaccine are killed, and this eliminates the possibility of the virus in the vaccine itself causing infection. Quadrivalent vaccine was approved for active immunization of adults of age 18 to 64 years in 2017. You should note that it is 18 to 64 years for adults of age 18 to 64 years in 2017, not in 18, it is 2017, by the Drug Control General of India, DCGI. Let's see influenza. What is influenza? Influenza or flu is a contagious respiratory illness caused by influenza viruses. The virus is transmitted easily from person to person via droplets. Okay. And since 2011 there have been about 97,000 H1N1 cases, and among them over 7,100 deaths in India, according to Integrated Disease Surveillance Project data, IDSP data. Okay, so that's it about the quadrivalent influenza vaccine. Let's move on to the next topic, science-based targets. Okay, science-based targets. 16 Indian companies have recently committed to set science-based targets, and that is the reason why this was in the news. And the Science-Based Targets Initiative is a global team comprised of people from all partner organizations: the United Nations Global Compact, CDP, WWF, and World Resources Institute. Okay, so the targets adopted by companies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions are considered science-based. Okay, so science-based targets, in that science-based they refer to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and if they are in line with the level of decarbonization required to keep global temperature increase below 2 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial temperatures. Okay, so that's it. And in March 2018, Mahindra Sanyo Steel became the first Indian company to set its science-based target. Globally also, it is the first steel company to set a target. Okay, Mahindra Sanyo Steel. Then India has committed to generate at least 40% of its electricity from non-fossil fuel sources and decrease carbon emission intensity of GDP by 33 to 35% by 2030. So that's it about this news. Nothing much is there. Then we'll move on to augmenting writing skills for articulating research. Okay, augmenting writing skills for articulating research, that is AWSR. Recently, AWSR was launched to reward PhD scholars and postdoctoral fellows. So let's see what it is. It is a scheme, obviously. The scheme has been initiated by National Council of Science and Technology Communication, NCSTC, Department of Science and Technology, DST, to encourage, empower and endow popular science writing through newspapers, magazines, blogs, social media, etc. by young PhD scholars and postdoctoral fellows during the course of their higher studies. So by the scheme, the best articles which would be selected would be provided momentary incentives. Okay, so this is to empower the PhD scholars and postdoctoral fellows. Okay, so let's see the significance of SIR. It will increase supply of informed science writing. Then it will encourage the students to write about their work and help them secure these resources. Then tap the potential of young scholars and inculcate scientific temperament in the masses, improve the future science communication and popularize science in India. So by this they would just want to encourage the PhD scholars and post-doctoral fellows in India, which means development of science in our country. That's it. Okay, so that's it about this AFSAR, and let's move on to dry sorbent injection or DSI. So why was it in the news? It was in the news because NTPC is opting for dry sorbent injection system for controlling sulfur dioxide or SO2 emissions. So what is NTPC? You guys know that. I know that you guys know. NTPC is National Thermal Power National Thermal Power Corporation. That is NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. And let's see something more about the news. CPCB. Do you know what is CPCB? CPCB is a Central Pollution Control Board. So CPCB has asked coal-fired thermal plants to comply with the environmental norms by December 31st of 2019, that is next year. And NTPC's power plant in Dadri is the first in India to opt for DSI system, that is dry sorbent injection. That is NTPC's power plant in Dadri has opted for DSI system. Okay, so before going to DSI, let's see the sources of SO2 from where all we get sulfur dioxide, SO2. There are two sources. One is anthropogenic, which is burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil and natural gases, which emits SO2, that is sulfur dioxide. And the other one is natural. The natural such as volcanic eruptions, hot springs. It can even be produced by the reaction of hydrogen sulfide with the oxygen in the air. That is, hydrogen sulfide is released from marshes and regions in which biological decay is taking place. Okay, so let's see some important facts about DSI, that is dry sorbent injection. DSI system is a pollution control system for the reduction of SO2 or SO3, HCl and heavy metals like mercury, things that are almost very harmful for the environment. Okay, so it is a dry process in which a sorbent material, a material used to absorb or adsorb liquids or gases, are called sorbent materials. Sorbent is injected into the coal-fired boiler where it interacts with various pollutants like SO2 or SO3 or HCl, and the resultant dry waste is removed via either an electrostatic precipitator or a fabric filter baghouse. You all know the process of electrostatic precipitator, we have studied in schools. So this is how it happens. A sorbent which absorbs or adsorbs liquids or gases in a dry process, where a sorbent is injected into the coal-fired boiler, which separates with electrostatic precipitator the resultant dry waste. Okay, and it offers various advantages in comparison to traditional acid gas scrubber technology, such as lower capital cost, wide range of favorable operation conditions, and much lesser time for completing installation and commissioning. So that's it about dry sorbent injection. Let's move on to artificial leaf to reduce carbon footprint. Okay, so artificial leaf to reduce carbon footprint. What is it? Why was it in the news? Recently, Indian Institute of Science, that is IISc in Bangalore, has developed an artificial leaf. Okay, so what is the process of a leaf? We all know that it intakes carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen. So that is the basic thing in this. Let's see some important facts about artificial leaf or quantum leaf. Okay, it will help in reducing carbon footprint as it absorbs carbon dioxide in the atmosphere to generate fuel and oxygen in the process, simulating the process of photosynthesis. That's it. While most plants convert less than 1% of the available solar energy into chemical energy, the leaf can, that means this artificial leaf can convert about 20% of the incident solar energy into chemical energy. Okay, so that's an important fact. Then it is composed of completely biocompatible earth abundant semiconductor nanocrystals and called quantum dots, okay, which act as catalyst to convert absorbed carbon dioxide into bicarbonate and then formate. It's a derivative of formic acid that can be used as biofuel also, so obviously reducing pollution. That's it. Then let's see what is quantum dot, something about it. It is a semiconductor nanocrystal which is made of specific materials. It has a discrete quantized energy spectrum. It contains a small finite number of conduction band electrons, valence band holes, or excitons, and they are typically between 10 and 50 nanometer in size. Okay, then smaller the nanoparticle, the higher the energy difference between valence band and conduction band, okay, which results in a deeper blue color. Okay, as the nanoparticles are smaller, the higher the energy difference between valence band and conduction band, which results in deeper blue color. Okay, so that means this is the color of the light. Okay, the color they glow depends on the size of the nanoparticles. Okay, and for larger nanoparticles the energy difference is lower, which shifts the glow towards red. So smaller nanoparticles it's blue, and for larger nanoparticles it is red. And it has many applications in several areas such as solar cells, transistors, LEDs, medical imaging, and quantum computing. Okay, so let's see some other things. It uses copper, aluminum sulfate, and zinc sulfide as semiconductors. It can act as a source of renewable energy, which is very needed in this century or in this present situations and conditions, while significantly reducing the carbon footprints from the atmosphere, releasing more oxygen in the process. Okay, the biofuel generated is not only 100% combustible, but the carbon dioxide emitted in the combustion of the fuel can be recycled by the quantum leaves too. So here they are reducing pollution in all, they are reducing pollution, and they are also promoting recycling. Okay, so that's it about the artificial leaf to reduce carbon footprint. Let's move on plan to prevent asteroid attack. So NASA has released a document titled National Near Earth Object Preparedness Strategy and Action Plan. So this was released on June of this year, and this is the reason why this news came on, that is plan to prevent asteroid attack. So what was in the news? It is a 10-year plan, that is National Near Earth Object Preparedness Strategy and Action Plan is a 10-year plan which will enhance NEO detection, tracking and characterization capabilities and develop technologies for NEO deflection and disruption missions. Okay, so the other news is that it also calls for increased international cooperation to prepare for potential global impact threats. Okay, so NASA's catalog contains over 18,000 NEOs and 8,000 NEOs as greater than 140 meter wide, the size at which mass casualties would occur. So NASA has a catalog and which has about 18,000 NEOs, and among them 8,000 NEOs are have a size of bigger than 140 meters wide. Okay, and they have also said that an asteroid or a comet collision is a low probability but high consequence event as larger objects offer the world years of notice about when an orbit would intercept Earth. So they are saying that there is a low probability of such a collision, but if it happens, that will be of a high consequence. That will cause a high consequence. Okay, and 40-meter is about the average size of an object must be to make it through the atmosphere without burning up. They have also said that it should have an average of about 40 meters of size, so that it could enter into the atmosphere without burning. Else it will burn in the atmosphere itself, which would reduce the consequence of the collision. And double asteroid redirection test DART mission will be the most prominent demonstration of the kinetic impact technique to change the motion of an asteroid in space. Its primary objective is to demonstrate it on small binary near Earth asteroid called Didymos. Okay, so they're planning to demonstrate it on a small binary near Earth asteroid called Didymos. NASA is a key member in both the International Asteroid Warning Network IAWN and the Asteroid Space Mission Planning and Advisory Group endorsed by the UN Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, that is UNCOPUOS, as the combined response for all space-capable nations to address the NEO impact hazard. And some important facts are the related terms to this issue is comet. You all know it's a small icy object that orbits the sun and has a long tail of gas. Then asteroids are rocks whose orbits lie mostly between Jupiter and Mars. And meteors are streak of light seen when a space rock enters Earth's atmosphere and starts burning. That is, it will have a size less than 140 meter. We have read before. Then meteorites are those meteors which don't entirely burn and hence hit the Earth and sometimes cause a huge collision. Then some important facts about IAWN, that is International Asteroid Warning Network. It was established in 2013 to create an international group of organizations involved in detecting, tracking and characterizing NEOs. Then some other facts about UN Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space is it was set up by the General Assembly in 1959 to govern the exploration and use of space for the benefit of all humanity. Especially they focus on peace, security and development. And that's it about plan to prevent asteroid attack. Let's move on to exoplanet discovered by India. So why was this in the news? Because recently Indian scientists discovered a sub-Saturn or super Neptune sized exoplanet. Let's see some more news about it. The discovery was made by measuring the mass of the planet using the indigenously designed PARAS, that is PRL Advanced Radial Velocity Abu Sky Research spectrograph, integrated with a 1.2 meter telescope at Guru Shikhar Observatory in Mount Abu, which is in India. The name of the host star is EPIC 211945201 or K2-236, and the planet will be known as EPIC 211945201b or K2-236b. And let's see some important features about exoplanet. An exoplanet or extrasolar planet is a planet outside our solar system around a different host star than sun. Like in our solar system, the star is sun, and around that there are many other planets, like Earth, among them is Earth. Like that itself, some planets outside our solar system which has a host star like sun outside our solar system. And some of the exoplanetary systems are TRAPPIST-1 planetary system, Kepler-11 planetary system, TRES-4, and Kepler-90 is the first star system to have as many planets as our solar system. Let's see what is spectrograph. We have read before, and spectrograph is an instrument that separates light into a frequency spectrum and records the signal using a camera. Okay, and that's it about exoplanet discovered by India. You should. This is an important news, okay? Because this can be asked in prelims also, and because it's a fact. So you should remember about the name of the planet. At least K2 236b. The name of the planet will be K2 236b, and it was observed from the with the help of 1.2 meter telescope at Guru Shikhar Observatory in Mount Abu, which is in India. Okay, and let's move on to India's first robotic telescope. So, India's first robotic telescope. So now it has come, India's first robotic telescope, that is global relay of observatories watching transients happen. Growth, India began its operation at the Indian Astronomical Observatory IAO in Hanule in Ladakh. Okay, so now we have our first robotic telescope. Growth, India. It is a fully robotic telescope which has been funded by the Science and Engineering Board SERB of the Department of Science and Technology, and its features are: it is a 70 centimeter telescope, and the primary objective of the project is the time domain astronomy, and it is mostly an imaging telescope, and the spectroscopy, that is analysis, will happen at the Himalayan Chandra telescope HCT. Also, it will be operated from IIA's, that is Indian Institute of Astronomy, Center for Research and Education in Science and Technology near Bangalore. The facility also houses the control room for remote operations of the Himalayan Chandra telescope and is the data hub of the telescope. Okay, so it is said that it will be remotely operated from IIA's Center for Research and Education in Science and Technology near Bangalore. That is, it will be near Bangalore, and also it will house for the control room for remote operations of the Himalayan Chandra telescope also. And let's see some important facts about what are transient events. These are short-lived bursts of energy in a system caused by a sudden change of state, and all these result in a flash in the sky for a period and then slowly fades away. Okay, so it happens in a snap of time and then it slowly fades away. Okay, and then let's see some important facts about growth initiative. It is a part of multi-country collaborative initiative known as Global Relay Observatories watching transients happen, that is growth, to observe transient events in the universe. And the initiative will focus on 3 scientific themes in the field of time domain astronomy, cosmic explosions, that is supernova, small near earth asteroids, and last but not the least, the electromagnetic identification of gravitational wave sources. Okay, and it is a fully robotic optical research telescope. We said earlier that it is India's first robotic telescope, which has been designed to capture cosmic events occurring in timescales much shorter than light years, like years, days, and even hours. And also the important fact is that USA, United Kingdom, Japan, Germany, India, Taiwan, and Israel are part of the initiatives. This is very important. You should notice USA, UK, Japan, Germany, India, Taiwan, and Israel. And some important facts about Himalayan Chandra telescope. It is 2-meter telescope at IAO Hanule, Ladakh, and it is remotely operated using dedicated satellite communication link from the Center of Research and Education in Science and Technology, which is near Bangalore, we said earlier. And that's it about India's first robotic telescope. Let's move on to the last topic, that is robinsects. So what are robinsects? These are robots developed by scientists for pollination, called as robinsects or nova crafters, based on the concept of biomimetics. Okay, so what is biomimetics? Biomimetics, also known as bionics, biognosis, or biomimicry, is the use and implementation of concepts and principles from nature to creating new materials, devices, and systems. See, basically this much itself, that is some things that are happening from in the nature itself naturally. They used to take that as the concept and they used to make it artificially. That's which is biomimetics. And let's see some important facts about the rob insects. Rob insects or nova crafters are GPS and artificial intelligence enabled small robotics hovers or drones which are programmed to carry out the pollination. So basically these rob insects are used for pollination, and algorithms are being developed to help the robot locate flowers, and its robotic arms topped with a set of soft brush tips designed to act like a bee's hairs will gently reach out to each flower and pollinate it. This is how the process takes place, which means that is these rob insects pollinate the flowers. Also, the reason for decreasing pollinators, because we are developing such things only because there is a decrease in pollinators. So why are the pollinators decreasing? What is the issue with that? Inappropriate use of herbicide, pesticides, spreading of non-native species and disease, electromagnetic radiations form from mobile tower, and climate change. These are the reasons which are decreasing the natural pollinators, and that is the reason why we have to develop artificial pollinators, that is the rob insects. So that's it. Thanks a lot. That's it for today. Thanks a lot. All the best. Take care, and thank you.